Hello and welcome to day 5, which is so crazy that we're already at day 5. Time is passing so fast and I'm so happy you're still showing up and here with me. And today we're gonna focus on our booty and the core. So those two things we're gonna really fire up and burn and tone, and I'm really excited. So let's get started by lying on our back, interlacing the hands behind the head, and then floating one leg up and the other, and starting to lower and lift your chest. Let's inhale when we lower and exhale when we lift. Keeping the legs in that tabletop shape and trying to keep the thighs away from you. So don't let them creep in, and focusing fully on the breath while we lower and lift the chest. Let's imagine to bring the chest up towards the ceiling. So instead of crunching forward, we want to think of lifting up. Let's keep the chest lifted. Extend your legs in a diagonal and bring your left elbow to your right knee, only the right side. So we're bending the knee, bringing it to your elbow, twisting and extending back to center. Try to keep your legs low, so don't allow them to lift up, keeping them in that diagonal and twisting to the right. And let's switch sides. So now the left knee bends, right knee to your left elbow and back to center. Only the left side now. And let's combine our breath with the movement. Let's inhale when we come to center and exhale when we twist. Can we bring those legs even lower for the last 12 seconds? Let's bring the legs all the way up, and then we start to lower and lift the legs, keeping them straight. If it's too much, you can place your palms underneath your sit bones, so elevating them, that makes it a bit easier, because we want to make sure we're doing it correctly. So lower your legs only as far as you can keep your spine grounded into the mat. And if it's too much, again, use your palms underneath your hips, finding what works here for you. And let's move again with our breath. Inhale, we lower, and exhale, we lift. Last 5 seconds. We keep the legs lifted, and now we reach the fingertips towards the toes. So head and chest are lifting now, reaching up towards the toes, thinking of chest towards the ceiling again. Inhale, we lower. Exhale, we lift. Final 10 seconds. Keep lifting. Feel your core working. Let's rebend the knees, interlace the fingers and place the palms onto the left thigh while we extend the right leg and switch. So press your palms into the thigh that's coming towards you while you extend the other leg. And the more we try to press that leg away, the deeper the burn. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's come back to our bicycles, extending the legs in a diagonal, bringing the right elbow to the left knee and switch. So now we move from side to side, bending opposite elbow to your knee and extending the legs in this diagonal shape, maybe trying to bring them even lower, and remembering our breath, inhaling and exhaling. And back to center. Bring your legs up, release your head, and start to crisscross your legs, lowering them towards the mat and lifting them back up. So scissoring the legs while we lower and lift them. Same thing as with the leg lowers, that we want to keep the spine firmly rooted down into the mat. Arms are relaxed by your sides, or as support you can bring them underneath your sit bones. Only 5 more seconds. And let's bend the knees, hug them into your chest. And we're gonna focus on our booty now. Bring the soles of your feet to touch, knees wide in a butterfly shape. And from there we're gonna lift and lower the hips. Your arms are just resting by your sides. And we inhale when we lower and exhale when we lift. Keeping the hips lifted, let's pulse. Just a small movement here. Lifting the hips up, press your feet together, squeezing your glutes. 5 more seconds of pulses. And lowering the hips down, planting the feet flat and bringing them as wide as the mat. So bring them out. And then arms reaching all the way up above the head. Let's lift the hips, reaching the right arm up, and then lower, reach the left arm up. So we're moving the arms up and down while we lift the hips. Inhale, we lower, and exhale, we lift. We have 15 more seconds. Last 3, 2, and 1. Keep your hips lifted, reach your arms up. We pulse. Pulsing the pubic bone up, hips up, pressing into your heels, tugging your ribs in. Arms are reaching up. 5 more seconds of pulses. And we release the arms down by the sides and just hold. Keep your hips up. We're holding it here. Breathe through your nose. Feel your glutes working. 5 more seconds. And we walk the feet all the way together. So bring your feet to touch. And then lifting the left leg up, bending the knee, and we lower and lift the hips. So we'll do a few one-legged glute bridges here. Those are burning, so stay with me, pressing into the right heel, lowering and lifting. Breathing through the nose. Inhale when we lower, exhale when we lift. Let's keep the hips lifted and extend and bend the left leg. So only the left leg is extending and bending. It's the last thing we'll do on this side. So keep breathing. Bend and extend as much as you can. Keep your hips up. Don't let them drop. We're almost there. We can do it. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And lower the left foot down, switching sides. So we bring the right knee in and we start to lower and lift the hips. Same thing, inhale, we lower. Exhale, we lift, pressing into the left heel. Final 5 seconds, and then you know what's coming. We're gonna keep the hips lifted, so keep them up now and extend and bend just the right leg. Keep your hips up, press into that left heel. Feel the left butt cheek working. This is really toning our glutes. So let's enjoy the burn as best as we can. Keep breathing. And we are done with our one-legged glute bridges. Bring the right foot down, feet parallel. We start to open and bring the knees back to parallel. So we open the knees and bringing them back. Just a small movement here. Keep your hips up, feeling how the outer glutes are activating. And we come back to center. We have our final hold. So we are just holding it here for 20 more seconds, focusing fully on that burn in your glutes. Breathing in and breathing out, keeping the hips exactly where they are. We don't let them drop. Last 3, 2, and 1, and we lower the hips down, hug your knees into your chest. Good job. From here we're going to rock all the way up. So come up and make your way into a tabletop position with your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath the hips, trying to find a neutral spine, and then extending the right leg all the way back and the left arm all the way forward, finding a balancing tabletop and starting to tap the fingertips and the toes down and lifting them back up. So we lower and lift, keeping the core stable. So we're not arching in the spine, we're not opening through the right hip. Inhale, we lower. Exhale, we lift. And let's keep it lifted, little pulses. So lifting the toes and the fingertips higher and higher, keeping everything extended. So imagine as if you want to really pull the fingertips all the way to the front and the toes to the back, creating this long line that we pulse up. So nice. Keep the leg lifted, but lower your forearm down, coming onto both forearms, and from there we lower and lift the right leg, still keeping the hips squared. So try to keep the right hip facing towards the mat while we lower and lift the leg. And we keep it up for our pulses. Pulsing it out, feel the right butt cheek working. Keep the leg so long as you can, all the way down into the toes. And we keep the leg still lifted, sliding it out to the right and over to the left, keeping it on one line. So don't drop the leg. Imagine that surface that we've been sliding on, moving it from right to left. Let's bend the knee and bring it all the way up, flexing the foot, pressing the heel up towards the ceiling. So we lower and lift the right knee. Still feeling our booty burn. Good job. Breathe through the burn. Inhaling, exhaling. Maybe you know what's coming. Of course, we will pulse. So pulsing the right heel up, making it a small but strong movement coming from the right butt cheek. Five more seconds. And lowering it down. Good job. You can sit your hips onto your heels. Let's interlace the fingers, just moving into the wrists for a moment. And moving to the other side. So back into our tabletop, finding a neutral spine, and then extending the left leg all the way back and reaching the right arm forward. Try to not change anything about your spine. Belly button is drawing in, and we tap the toes and the fingertips and lift them back up. Inhale, we tap. Exhale, we lift. And let's keep it lifted and pulse. Just tiny little pulses, remembering that full extension, as if you want to almost pull the right shoulder out of the socket. That's how much you want to reach the right fingertips forward, extending the left leg back. 3 more seconds of pulses. So nice. Let's bring the right forearm down and the left, keeping the left leg extended. We start to lower and lift the leg. Inhale, we lower. Exhale, we lift. Moving with your breath. And let's keep it up and pulse. Small, tiny pulses, feeling your left butt cheek working. Keeping the leg up, we're gonna slide it to the right and out to the left. Don't let it drop, sliding it from left to right. We have 10 more seconds. And let's bend the knee, flex the foot, and press your heel up towards the ceiling. So we lower and lift, thinking of pushing the heel all the way up as if you want to press something away. Final 5 seconds before we pulse. So keep your leg up now and pulse, letting the movement come from your left butt cheek. So really feel that working and keep pulsing. We only have 10 more seconds. Then we are done with the hard work and we will just stretch it out. Last 3, 2, and 1. Lower your knee down. Let's come into a puppy pose from here, keeping the hips on top of the knees, walking the hands forward and melting the chest or the forehead down. And just relaxing here for a moment. Let's slowly make our way up, press into your palms and come onto your sit bones, extending the legs in front of us. And then we're going to take the right foot into our hands, bringing the shin in front of the chest. If you want to go a step further, you can bring the shin into your forearms. So hugging your elbows around the knee and the foot and just gently rocking the shin here. Feels like rocking a baby, just moving into that right hip socket. And then we're going to come into a double pigeon by bending the bottom leg and placing the right shin exactly on top of the left. If that is too much or too uncomfortable, you can also place the shins on front of each other. But if you can, try to bring them on top, keeping both feet flexed and then folding over the shins here. Closing your eyes and breathing into that quite intense stretch in the outer right hip. Inhaling deeply and exhaling fully. And slowly coming out of it, bring your feet as wide as the mat and just windshield wiper them a few times, releasing any tension. And then we switch sides, extending the right leg long and bringing the left foot into your hands or into your forearms, wrapping your arms around the shin and rocking it from side to side, trying to sit tall here, bringing the shin in front of your chest. And we're gonna bend the bottom leg and place the shins on top of each other with the left foot on top of the right knee. Or if that is too much, you can bring the shins in front of each other. And then we're walking the hands forward, if possible folding over the shins, keeping both feet flexed and focusing on breathing into that strong sensation in the left outer hip. And slowly making our way back up, bringing the feet wide one more time to windshield wiper it here. And we're done with today. I'm so proud of you for showing up, and I will see you tomorrow for day 6. Bye bye.